Welcome, welcome. So, I wanted to do a share just in case this slipped by you and maybe you missed it when you were sleeping. So, let me get my screen share up so we can just dive right on in. So, I don't know if you've heard about this or not. So, I'm going to share with you this nice little story here about somebody that you probably already know who is crypto.com. Now, they announced the Pay ID integration for human readable cryptocurrency wallets. Now, is this new? Absolutely not, but they have just joined the game. Now, with this Pay ID, them coming on board, they're not the main story here, but they're saying with their users, they have a whole bunch of nice little yummy things they're going to do for early adopters. And I thought, now I happen to use crypto.com, so I want to do a little read on it. And I thought, okay, it's kind of cool. I probably won't be an early adopter, but if you are going to be there, they do promise some rewards right here if you decide to join up with the Pay ID. So now let's jump and look at what is Pay ID and why is this being shared here today on our site. So what I want to do is just kind of bring you over to the site for Pay ID. Eyes wide open. They are a universal payment identifier. That's what this is all about. Now, the reason that it raised an eyebrow for me is that knowing cryptocurrency like we do, a lot of us know it's open source, it's on the blockchain. So, yeah, you can see a whole bunch of wallet addresses, but it's not identifiable to you personally. So it doesn't have any personal identifying information for me, like my name, my address, my bank account, or any of that. So just kind of keep that in mind and we'll do a little more sharing. But let's first just give you a quick tour of their site. So as we go down, we're going to share a very, very, very quick video with you. So they do some beautiful things. Of course, anything that solves a problem or makes things easier, we think that's great. But you always have a give and take relationship. So you're going to give up a little personal information for ease of use. So they're open source. They have some simple tech. Now they involve games and all kind of integrations. Their big key here is the ease of sending and receiving money. Of course, any of us that have ever used something like CashApp, we're kind of used to that, right? We would link our bank account, and now we're able to send and receive money to friends and family, maybe even Venmo or PayPal or something of that nature. Well, let's take a quick look at this video because this is quite different. We are now involving our cryptocurrency, and that's why this made the share today. So let's take a quick tap and look.
Let's face it, would you send emails if they look like this? So why are we sending money this way? Especially when address mistakes can make transactions fail. Or worse, make money go missing. But here's the fix. Pay ID. Pay ID is a universal payment identifier that turns complicated strings of numbers and letters into an intuitive format you can remember, like an email address, making it easier and faster to send and receive money in any currency across any payment network.
Now, I would just ask you, this is some great marketing up till now, but don't we have QR codes? Now, when we do some shopping today, there are QR codes that we can just scan and pay. I certainly know the times I've purchased gift cards, I don't type in the entire address, I just do a scan and pay. So, again, their targeted is simple and easy. But let's keep watching so we can know what Pay ID is.
Setting up your own Pay ID is simple. Connect in minutes to a supporting wallet or exchange. And you can even map all your wallets and accounts to a single Pay ID. Since Pay ID is an open protocol, it's straightforward for any developer to integrate with an existing application. Pay ID is supported by a coalition of leading exchanges, wallets, and banks, reaching over 100 million users. So join the movement that's connecting payments to people. Pay ID.
Now, we definitely encourage you to do your own research. And as you may be thinking, well, Keisha, this thing is designed exactly for crypto. This is amazing. Well, I would more or less say not designed for crypto, but is now targeting crypto. Man, tons of different organizations have been trying to get into cryptocurrency and find out who owns the wallet, how much of cryptocurrency they own for some time. And so I'll just simply do the next share with you and say, this is why I say that. So we go to Business Wire here. And on this workup on Business Wire, as we can see, industry leaders launch Pay ID. What they say is the universal ID for payments. Now, when you look at this story here, what we first notice is that it is not only Bitcoin or cryptocurrency companies that are involved with Pay ID, but yeah, it is really targeted towards our crypto. I mean, this thing is just, it's just really mind blowing for me. So it seems like we found a way to take our decentralized platform and started to really move it more centralized to me. Here's why I say that, because now it can be tied to your bank account. I just want us to really let that sink in. We're attaching all of these accounts. That really is a little uncomfortable for me. I mean, but they say that, Pay ID, it does allow individuals to send or receive money across any payment network, and it really makes it very, very easy. That, we can also send money to different bank accounts and payment apps. I mean, I say just definitely dive into this thing and find out if it's something that you want to use. Like I said before, we're used to PayPal, Venmo, and all kind of payment apps. But this one seems to be the supercharge of a way to send and pay by just using this one universal system of payment. Now, like I said, for me, I didn't quite really get super excited about it. And I love technology, I love changes. And if something's going to be easy, I certainly like that. I wasn't quite comfortable with linking it to anything that I have going on with the blockchain, especially that is going to have an identifier with my cryptocurrency. That's one of the things that I hold dear and near. And so I decided that maybe we should take a quick peek at their FAQs. Now, the FAQ site that you're going to see that we're looking at is going to be payid.com.au. This one is from Australia. They've been doing this for some time. And the one question that I looked at and I decided to highlight today was, can someone else set up a Pay ID using my information? Well, and they go on, and this is definitely all for security. Love that piece. But they say that registering a Pay ID requires a number of identification and verification steps. Man, I mean, I get the verification steps to make sure that it is you, you're the rightful owner of the information. That's totally cool because I'm all about security. But just the part about requires a number of pieces of identification, that really makes it uncomfortable. Now, as you come to these FAQs for yourself, what you will notice is it does have FAQs in here about your bank. And of course, no, your bank should not be opening up a PayID account for you or without you knowing, but they do say that your bank cannot do that or should not do that without your permission, or they're not able to do it without your permission. So make sure that you come here and visit the FAQs so that you can get all this information for yourself. So, guys, again, I'm not for or against, anything that can make life easier. I think that it's amazing, but just remember what you're giving up for what you're getting. You're giving up a little bit of privacy for some ease and convenience. And quite often, hey, that works for a lot of us, right? We'll give a little bit of this to get a little bit of that. So, again, we want to make sure that you have the sites so that you can go and do your own research for yourself. The site that we first looked at was here, the crypto.com story from Blocknomi. That was the site that we started off with. And then we also showed you the short video from PayID, and that is payid.org. And then we went over to look at Business Wire. So that's going to be businesswire.com. And then the FAQs from payid.com. So judge for yourself. PayID as they so lovingly decided to call it, PID, as they lovingly decided to call it the Universal Payment Identifier. I'm not sure if we have a universal type of payment. I'm not sure what's next. Am I going to get a universal type of healthcare? I don't know. But that's our crypto share today. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. And for more videos, hit subscribe. We'll be more than happy to share. That's been our time. We'll see you next time. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. And don't forget to visit us at cryptoliving.life, where we have free workshops that are available if you're new to cryptocurrency. Free workshops, happy to help support you. And also, if you'd like to learn how to earn in cryptocurrency, we have a link there for some earning opportunities. Have yourself an amazing day.